Hey there, Interwebs. Welcome to my 10 tips on Chapter 4 of Fortnite Zero Build. Number 1, you should definitely learn a couple of hot drops. Learn where chests spawn, where weapons spawn outside, and just kind of get a feel for what the layout of the area it is. Learn a couple of these places, so that way you can land at different ones depending on what the route is of the battle bus. And also try to count how many people drop with you every once in a while. So that way you know how many people to expect once you've landed on the ground. That was really cringy. Alright, number 2 is how you arrange your inventory actually matters, mostly on controller. The key thing here is being able to switch from your shotgun to a full auto weapon very quickly. So if you're on controller, you're going to want to have these two right next to each other. Quickly being able to switch from your shotgun back to your SMG is super effective because you want to hit somebody with your shotgun once and switch back to your SMG or full auto, whatever full auto weapon you have available to you. This is basically the meta of Fortnite. If you can master pulling out a shotgun and then switching to a full auto weapon in close quarters fights, then you're going to do fine in this game. Number 3. Movement is king in Fortnite. Being able to reposition yourself and get yourself out of any sticky situations is huge. There are multiple different movement abilities and weapons and such in the game right now. So here's a few of them. We have Slap Juice. Slap Juice will heal you for 15 health or 15 shield, and as well as give you a infinite sprint for as long as you have an orange sprint bar at the bottom left. Not only can you get Slap Juice effect from Slap Juice, you can get Slap Juice effect from Slap Berries, which are these berries found here. We have the Shockwave Hammer. The Shockwave Hammer is the main source of mobility in the game currently. You get 4 charges with the hammer that can be used for either bouncing yourself like so. You get to do that 4 times, or you can use that to slam the hammer down and deal 75 damage to a player if it hits. This will also send the player flying with the buff that you don't take damage when you fall. The other way the hammer can be used is for movement like this, how I'm avoiding this truck by using the hammer. And now I've accidentally repositioned myself on top of a tree, which is perfect. And now I can use the hammer to push this player since they are now in a bad position. We have the Shockwave Bow. The only way to get the Shockwave Bow currently is by getting the Mechanical Archer Augment, and this will drop you the Shockwave Bow and the Explosive Bow. So the Shockwave Bow can be used for both movement and damage. A typical shot will deal about 75 damage to a player. As you can see there, I just load the arrow all the way back, point it at the ground, shoot it, and then depending if you're running, jumping, standing still, that'll affect all the different ways that the arrow can launch you. So this can also be used offensively to launch the arrow at players to push them out of cover. This can be very, very beneficial in squads-based games.
Oh no.
Okay, they're all dead. Here, go help Miriam.
Oh, behind.
Here's an example of what not to do with the
on the
bow.
left. Guy behind this tree. Two behind the shield. Watch out, Eric. Okay.
Ah,
I'm on Eric.
There are wildlife animals. There are boars and wolves both roaming the map, and both of them you can jump on top of and ride them. They will also act as companions. If you get off of them, they'll just follow you around and will attack other players. They have their own health bar, and they have their own stamina bar, as you can see on the bottom left. If they run out of stamina, you won't be able to ride them anymore. And there's also impulse grenades. Impulse grenades are a little bit cheesy and definitely the weakest form of movement the game has right now. They're great for using them and knocking people off of high buildings because they don't get the no damage fall buff. Yeah, just don't use these, as you can see here. Lots of damage.
Okay, that actually does a lot of damage.
Whoa, when you fall?
If you impulse yourself straight up.
Another thing that'll give you a huge advantage is right shoulder peaks. This is our tip number 4. Fortnite is a third-person shooter, so use that to your advantage.
Oh boy. Dang it.
Number 5, Chug Splashes are the fastest healing items in the game. Basically, you're going to throw them down at the ground, and they're going to heal you either 20 green health or 20 shields. If you have full shields, it's going to go ahead and fill up your green health bar first, and then if your green health bar is like less than 20 from being full, that leftover healing will apply to your shields. You can carry 6 Chug Splashes at a time. If you can carry all 6, I highly recommend carrying this over pretty much any other type of healing. That'll be able to heal you up to 120 HP. Though, if you do only have 2 or less, I might recommend picking up a different healing item such as Med Mist or Big Pots. It just kind of depends on what your preference is. Tip number 6 for Season 4 is Augments. Some Augments worth noting that I would pretty much always take whenever they are available to me are Forecast. Forecast allows you to see the next zone. So in this case, I was marked with storm marks, so that's why I have the little triangle above my head. But also, I'm going to pick Forecast here and then open up my map, and my map will flash with the circle that will be the next circle. So I marked the middle of the next circle after this one when it closes. Storm Mark. As soon as the circle closes, Storm Mark will ping any players in your immediate vicinity. This will also ping any wildlife as well, so be careful. It might not actually be a player that you're seeing with a red
Cracked
mark.
him. One shot.
Nice.
Bush Warrior.
Shooting
This
someone that
augment
way.
quickly heals 100
yeah.
base health
Or-
and 50
I will
shields
head
while
that way.
standing in a bush. Aerialist. This allows you to deploy your glider at any time you're falling, such as this situation here, which allows for very unique play opportunities. Tactical Armory. This augment grants you the combat AR and the combat shotgun. I personally really like the combat AR. Most people online probably aren't going to say that great of things about it, but I've beamed some people with this thing, and I really enjoy using it. I will pretty much always pick up this AR whenever it is available to me. The augment always drops these as blue weapons, by the way.
Dead.
Splash Medic. Any containers that you open with the open key and not breaking them have the potential to drop Chug Splashes.
Got,
As you can see here, I got one out of that fruit basket. This will also increase the chance of a cooler to drop up to 4 Chug
Anybody else
Splashes
carrying
more often.
splashes? I just got one right here.
Tip number 7 that I have for you guys is weapon rarity. So you're going to notice that the weapons are different colors on the ground in Fortnite. You just need to have a look at a chart like this, where it shows you your gray weapon and then your exotic version of the weapon. And this tells you the basic difference between the rarities in the game are going to be damage and reload times. So as you can see, the gray is the worst version with the lowest damage and the longest reload time. And the best one you're going to find on the ground is going to be the legendary version, which does significantly more damage, but also reloads a lot faster. So it is always to your benefit to pick up the higher rarity version of guns that you like. The most basic loadout in the game right now that it's proven to be the most effective, most streamers and most pro players like using this type of loadout as well, but it's definitely going to be up to your preference. But you're going to want a pistol, a thunder shotgun, a red-eye assault rifle, a hammer, and your choice of heals. My choice obviously would be splashes, but I feel like the pistol and the twin mag SMG are exchangeable. I run both. Depends on like what augments I get as well. If I get the augments that are beneficial to the pistol, I'll carry the pistol over the twin mag. But I personally really like the twin mag SMG. It's kind of like a short range AR. If you're new to Fortnite, this tip will be interesting to you as well. First shot accuracy for tip number 9. If you hold still and hold your ADS button, whether that be left trigger or right mouse click, whatever it is for you, if you stand still while holding that, you will eventually see your crosshair collapse in on itself, as long as you aren't moving. This means that that shot is going to have 100% accuracy. So as soon as you click, that's exactly where that bullet's going to go. There's no bloom effect on that. This is really good for catching players out in the open and when you need to land individual shots with an AR such as the Scar. It takes a long time for the first shot accuracy arrow to close, but those shots will be guaranteed hits instead of random spray bloom. And for tip number 10, I have play for the zone. How you position yourself in fights is going to determine the outcome. So if you're playing for zone, which is like the circle in the game, you want to position yourself in such a way that you're not going to have to move when the circle begins to close, or you're not going to have to move yourself into another team as the circle begins to close. Getting into position earlier on is very beneficial.
Healing inside.
Why aren't they
I
pink?
see, guys.
Oh, yep.
Oh, below us. Knocked one. The other one's in here with me.
And those are my 10 tips and tricks for Fortnite Chapter 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next game.